Right, welcome back, guys. We're here at the Greyhound tonight for our first of a live show outside of my mum's house, I think it is. In a word, I'm here with Mark and Andy, boys. We're at a famous pub, not only for its pub lunches and its drinks, but for its Norwood nachos and its Paul Lambert burger. But we'll get a bit more into that in a little while with Dan when he comes over. But let's start with some trivial stuff. Town fans down under have claimed their 5th title against Norwich. How are we feeling about that one?
What was that again?
Town Down Under. The town fans in Australia. Yeah, in Oz. Andy seems to know a bit more. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, only from seeing it on the online forums and a bit on Twitter. And I mean, 2 derby wins in a week. Or 2 weeks? What more could you want?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's obviously not the only derby that we've seen this week. Ipswich ladies thrash Norwich women. Ipswich women frost. Jesus. God, it's that Cronenberg. It's got me going. So excited for the result. Ipswich women thrashed Norwich ladies 4-1. And Mark, you were there, weren't you? Andy, you weren't there that night, were you? You were? Oh yeah, both of them.
Quiet.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
He didn't have his Green King shot. So
no one saw him. Was it in the wash?
Lovely. You might see a new shirt this Saturday coming out. So.
Oh, he's got a new shirt on order.
Yeah, he has. This guy needs your retro shirts and classic shirts, so let him know.
He's been looking for retro shirts all week. Only Green King. Why is that?
Just guys in the comments love the Green King shirt, so I've got to stay faithful, really.
So you're known for your Green King. That's lovely. But yeah, record amount of people went to watch the women's game. I went last year. There was only 150 fans there. This year, 750, 600 on top of last year. Can only say the women's team are pushing forward.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. There's been some fucking weird shit going on. Got Boris Johnson in fucking power, Donald Trump in power. It's nice to see the natural balance of the universe. Ipswich beating Norwich again. Ipswich, they're home of 2 of England's greatest managers, Bobby Robson and Alf Ramsey. And you've got Norwich, known for homes under the hammer with Dion Dublin. So, it's the levels. There you go.
Levels restored, yeah. But obviously the women's team continue their fine form into the weekend, beating Old Actonians 3-2, final minute winner. Neither of you were there for that one, but me and most of the boys were there for that one. So you got to shout out to the next one, all right, boys? But good game, and to be honest, we controlled it, and we should have won that quite comfortably. But my question to you boys is how important is it that we get behind the women as much as we do the men?
Oh yeah, it's really important. I've seen on Twitter and BBC Sport over the last few days about all the women's attendances breaking new records. Yeah. I think did they have 38,000 at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think they had 28,000 at Chelsea and over 30,000 at Manchester City. Yeah. So
no, it's really good. I mean, same game, same love for the game. I don't see why it should be any different to men's.
And much more women actually going to watch as well. I think that's a good thing as well, because I did see a lot of that at the Man City game, but not so much at the Ipswich game. What do you think we can do to bring those women in?
It's going to take time. I think we're doing the right things now. Like Wednesday was a great showcase, really, for the women's game. You had the whole summer of the World Cup, and we've seen it before, like the Olympics. It just takes sort of certain moments to get people interested in things. Like think about how big cycling is now. Well, that was all because of the Olympics and Tour de France. Another World Cup or Euros down the line for the women, like England's Lionesses, that'll do wonders, and it will keep growing. There's always going to be that sort of group of fans who are very against it. Yeah. But for a lot of people who went there on Wednesday, it was my first game, and we loved it. We honestly had a great night.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and to be honest, I was absolutely ecstatic when we beat them. But I don't think it was the game. It's more about who was there, the support, the amount of people that turned up. I enjoyed a night with the lads.
Yeah, and watching the girls play, it's everyone should get down there and support them the same as they would the men's team. Only, I wouldn't say issue I have is why aren't they playing at Portman Road?
Yeah, and that will come with attendances naturally, I would say. But it's to do with where we are situated in the league. Many people don't really know where Ipswich women are situated, but if I could explain it, I would say what they're in league. I would say, yeah, the equivalent nationally.
It's called the Women's
Yeah. But what I would say is the equivalent of step 4, step 5.
Step 4, because then you've got 3 Women's Super League.
Exactly, yeah. So then if they get promoted, then obviously they'll be challenging in such like a championship or maybe a Premier League. But this year is really important that they get promoted. I mean, you can see they're putting a lot into it, can't you?
Yeah, you know, that they want to be on that double-decker bus, you know, open-top bus with the rest of the team, you know, with the men's team. And they, you know, the guys are working so hard. It's the passion in there is unbelievable, really. How much they want it. There's a clear direction of where they want to go, from, you know, the players to the coaching staff to the media team. You know, they know where they want to go, which is really refreshing. You know. And hopefully they can get there. You know, it'll be a good May. Otherwise, you know, we'll have the League One trophy, the Leeson.com trophy, and the Women's League all together on the same open top bus parade.
I like the sound of that. The girls are actually again this Sunday. They've got AFC Sudbury at home, another local side. But you know, Sunday 2:00. If you can get down there, support them. It's free for season ticket holders. I think it's £3 for adults, free for children under 16. I mean,
no excuse.
No excuse not to go. I mean, if you're Sundays are normally dead and boring, aren't they? If you can get down there, I would.
That's the key thing. You know, it's Felixstowe's a nice part of the world. You know, it's free if you're a season ticket holder. You can get down there. What are you laughing about Felixstowe for? It is Costa del
Not the best part of the world, Felixstowe.
It's all right. It's all right if you like that sort of thing. You know, you go and watch the girls play for free if you're a season ticket holder. Take your kids and then go down to the beach afterwards, have fish and chips. What more can you ask for?
Well, no, you're right. Just a quick mention. One of our team, Tom Whitby. Yes, you're probably the infamous Tom Whitby. Shirt off Whitby. You know, yeah, the one who's always got his shirt off. He's spearheaded the creation of the women's supporters group Tractor Girls on Tour. So all the details are below. If you want to give it a follow on Twitter primarily, that's where they started off. And they're nearly up to their target, their first target, 500 followers.
In how many days? 3 days?
3 days, 3 days. I mean, it's great support. But let's see all 500 of those people down there on Sunday.
You can have more followers than you should.
Yeah. I mean, you can have more followers than we've got. I mean, you know, Tom, get back in your driving seat, mate. You're part of this team. I don't want to lose you. But more importantly, just want to note that all the efforts this season so far have been as part of a team. IpswichFanzone has become what I envisaged it to be in the first place. We've got 8 or 9 people working on the team to bring out content on a weekly basis. Thank you for that, boys. You two are included, but there's many more people, and we're going to make it more of a social outing together. We're going to make people more aware, and we're doing things. So yeah, there's lots of things in the pipeline, but lots of ideas for the future. But we'll keep that stum until it comes out. So anyway, details below for Tractor Girls on Tour. But let's look a bit more into related stories this week. This one's a big one. This is a question to everyone. Grant Holt at Bournemouth Road this week. Was it to eye up his competition with Norwood in his wrestling ring, or to become ITFC's new burger taster? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But boys, why do you think Grant Holt was at Portman Road?
Well, he was with the under-23s manager, was he?
No, sat next to Paul Lambert and Matt Gill.
Oh, okay. No excuse really. I'm not happy.
Could there be potential for Grant Holt to become a staff member at ITFC?
Clearly, Paul Lambert's on a cleansing journey. You know, he's took Matt Gill down to Portman Road. He's seen the light. Matt Gill's seen the light. You know, he believes now. He believes in Ipswich. You know, Grant Holt. He may be the Judas. He's a fucking fickle bastard, but he's going to join us. And if he joins us, becomes an Ipswich Town fan, I can forgive him for that. I can forgive him.
That would be absolutely soul destroying for an Norwich fan to see Grant Holt in anything Ipswich.
And an Ipswich fan, I think he's scored too many goals against us in derbies for redemption. I can handle Lambert and Shut Taylor, Matt Gill, Grant Holt. Step too far.
Darren Eady's trying to cross the border quite silently, but he's not getting away through that. You know, St Joe's College. He's got the Suffolk punch on the bottom of his shirt. That'll do. But you're right. Too soul destroying. I don't think.
It's like Dida Smith coming by an Ipswich. It's just not something you want to see.
Well, she is an Ipswich fan. We all know that deep down.
I do know what she is though, but I can't say it right now.
You can say whatever you want on this channel. Complete unadulterated action on this channel.
No, we'll leave it there.
Boys, I hate to talk about this, but this just doesn't seem to go away. Walters and Keane. This nearly 10-year feud that seems to be going on between them just continues and continues. Autobiography, it's quite similar. I don't know if you've watched Roy Keane's recent appearance on Off the Ball, was it? Something like that? Very good. I mean, if you actually watch the whole thing, it's quite a genuine guy, and you do see him for what he truly is. But that odd comment or two that he likes to throw in there, it's definitely a bit soul-destroying for players like John Walters.
Yeah, but Roy Keane hasn't been relevant since 2002, since he took his dog for a walk, has he really, and stopped going to the World Cup. You know, the more and more you see about Roy Keane, you just think, what is wrong with you? Like, he's just a bit of a bastard, really. But you know, I'd like to read his autobiography, but you know, I can't part ways with money. I think I've seen it in the works for about 50p. It's gone down in price, so even that's not tempting me. But yeah, he needs to let it go. He's got some clear problems.
It's cheaper than toilet roll at the moment, so you're probably better off buying that.
No, but it's okay to talk, Roy. You know, you can talk if you've got problems. Just talk, let it out, mate. But you know, maybe go and see a therapist, something like that.
I think of all the things I've seen, it's when he targets them personally, he goes for, you know, problems. And Walters came out and he said, look, his brother passed away, his wife miscarried, and his daughter was diagnosed with scoliosis, all, you know, within a day. I mean, you don't target someone after they've gone through that trauma, especially at family level.
I mean, it's just like he flies off handle sometimes, and it almost feels like, what's this, every 3 or 4 months now, something new comes out. It's like he's just trying to stay relevant, a bit like the old dinosaur he's working with.
Do you think he's trying to sell papers?
Yeah. He's. I mean, I can't believe what he's come out and said, and about him and Walters nearly fighting in his office at Playford Road. I just don't get it.
Money must be tight. You know, I don't imagine being Martin O'Neill's, you know, rent boy can dog's body can pick up much rent. Remember, Roy? Yes, whole fat milk from Martin, not semi-skimmed. He got a bit pissed off last time. So yeah, you know, I don't know. He just likes to cause controversy. You know, he's just one of them people. There's so many of them. There's Piers Morgan and Kate Hopkins. They just like to cause controversy. If you just ignore them, they're venting to themselves. Yeah, they're venting to themselves. So just leave them to it.
You're right there. He's hit the nail on the head there. So you know, let's not go into it too much. But could you see him walking into a managerial job anytime soon?
No. What club is gonna take a chance on him now? I mean, he said when he came to Ipswich he didn't feel like things were right from the start, and he wanted to change our home colours to red, away from blue. And I mean, it's just.
I mean, that's a Cardiff-esque move, isn't it?
The thing I don't get is, like, he's slagging off the greatest football manager there has ever been, who made his career. Like, I don't. Going off topic, but like, how many? You look at the great Man United teams and their performances. You don't go, "Cool, Roy Keane absolutely bossed that game." You know, he's a bit irrelevant, really. It's all down to Ferguson. Yeah, he's just there, though, isn't he?
I mean, I've played in his position for most of my career, and you know, no one remembers me.
What career?
Let's leave it there, boys, quickly. You know, we've got Dan, come in quickly. So yeah, we're here at the Greyhound tonight, and this is Dan. Dan, tell us a bit about what you've got going on here at the moment.
Well, it's fantastic to have supporters back, to be fair. The last few years have been a bit not quiet. We have a really good football trade, but it's been really noticeable the last few years under Mick. The big Mick Burger tailed off dramatically towards the end, you know, left a bit of a sour.
Yeah, I can't imagine many people were buying it after his long-lasting performance at Ipswich Town.
No, the last few years everyone was just so miserable and moaned about it. It was like Morgan here after the game.
I'll be honest, I tailed away from going to Bolton Road, and I'd been a season ticket holder for 11 years, and it was just that bad. I couldn't go anymore.
Yeah, I've been going down since about 86, I think, and there's about 10 of us that go, and we just most nights there was about 3 of us. I remember when we beat Sunderland 5-2, and nobody went. Just couldn't be bothered to go. So it's how just bored and just not connected to it at all. Whereas now, even though we're league lower, and it's at least we're winning games and people are enjoying the football again. Yeah. The buzz in here on a Saturday now is fantastic. Yeah. We've had more. We have to get more staff on. We're selling more food.
That's good. Good for the local business to get going.
Yeah, it's really good. People don't realise. I don't think a lot of people realise how important a big crowd down there is for all the pubs. Yeah. If you put 20% on the crowd down there, we get 20% extra here, and all the other pubs do. So it's really important.
Really good. And obviously, you're trying to attract the fans in with, you've got your specials. I mean, the ones I pick off the website is obviously the Lambert burger and Norwood nachos. How's that going?
Yeah, Norwood's been amazing, isn't he? He's just everyone seems to love him. Yeah. People come and said, I've got a tweet from Norwood, they're all a little bit overexcited, so we're doing Norwood nachos. So hopefully they'll end up with about £4 a portion by the end of the season when he gets his 30th goal.
He'll be full in here on the last game of the
season.
Be
absolutely packed. And when I hand over the keys to the pub to him on the final game of the season, he'll be. No, he's great. He's just got what we're all about, isn't he? The club's connected again. It's just great, isn't it?
I know. I mean, we're looking forward to the open top bus at the end of the season. But do you reckon you could get it to come round here?
There'll be a few promotion parties in here, no doubt. Be looking forward to it. Yeah. Finally, something to cheer about. That's the most important thing.
And that's what we've been lacking over. What I'd probably say, let's go 10 years. I'd probably say Joe Royal was probably the last sniff we had at a good promotion chase.
Yeah, we'd say my nephew, and he's 12 now. You think he's had no excitement at football for so long? He's never beaten Norwich that he remembers going to see. He's just had nothing, is it? Yeah. Nothing to get excited about. One playoff that wasn't really,
Well, we weren't even in it, were we? And like you say there, Norwich, it was a norm for me when I was a youngster to see us smash Norwich every time.
Yeah. The early years when we were just disappointed if we weren't in the top three. You're just there all the time. It's just just nice to get a bit of feeling back, getting people that coming in and enjoying themselves rather than everyone coming to moan at me about the same old things about McCarthy's got the team sheet comes out at 2:00 and but everyone's excited to go again, aren't they? And so hopefully that will just build from here now. Really.
Who do you think's really to, who does the credit go to for all of that change?
I don't think you've got to give a lot of credit to Lambert. I know people say he might not be the right man long term, he might not be whatever, but whatever he's done. And whether he's a PR man or not, it's work, isn't it? Oh yeah. He's got it from the moment he walked in the door. He's got us all going. You know what? This is what it is. And the atmosphere last season at the end to get relegated was one of the. That Birmingham game when we were all standing there singing our hearts out at the end of the game was just amazing. Quality. Atmosphere, yeah. And for the play as badly as we did, and at the start we've had support-wise as well as the playing side, it's been it's great. I went to Peterborough. Fantastic.
I mean, I don't even think we've got. I keep saying this to the boys. I don't think we've even got out of second gear at times.
I don't think we've played that well yet. No. You can see him in patches.
Like that final goal, Flynn Downs flying header. Yeah, it's more that free flowing.
Yeah, instigated sexy football, doesn't it? On 69 minutes. Yeah.
I think if I was to go against Lambert, I'd say last season he tried to play too much football in the position we were in, and he wanted to play a certain way. And I think we're just a bit naive, weren't we? And we didn't have the players to do it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Trying to play out the back with Pennington and Chambers is not really ideal, is it? They're not,
especially with Chambers.
Exactly he's no Beckenbauer, is he? No. But in this division, he gets some confidence. It's amazing. I think the Wimbledon game was massive for us to get that last-minute winner, just to get a bit of belief.
And that's what good teams do.
Yeah.
Like when it's Norwich last season. How many late wins did they get? Yeah.
I remember one of the early years again, all the last minute goals we used to score all the time. You just kept believing, and the crowd now will start believing because it's just been so negative and boring for so long, isn't it? So fingers crossed.
I mean, it's really early days at the moment. We're still only 6 games gone.
Oh yeah, everyone in there is like we've won the league, and 100 goals, 100 points. What can possibly
100 points, 100 points, 100 goals is definitely on. But in terms of your promotions, then just walk us through the Norwood nachos. How does that go down the price?
Nachos, it starts. They're £10. If he had scored against Sunderland, would have gone to 9. So as soon as he gets to 10 goals, it goes to £8. And then once he gets to 30 goals, it goes down to £4. It drops £1 every time after every 5 goals. So
I mean, at the rate it's going at the moment, you're going to be on £8 by the end of September.
I was hoping Bolton were going to get kicked out of the league, so we'd lose those 2 goals. To be fair, but no, it's great. Everybody comes in here talking about it. It's just a bit of fun on a match day. We're now talking about something out with Caden Jackson because he seems to be scoring a few as well. So
I think he needs a bit of a vote of confidence from the fans. I think obviously he's in the shadow of Norwood at the moment, and I think that's how he likes to operate.
Yeah, Norwood just seems to be getting on with everybody on Twitter and just winding the Norwich fans up, which everyone loves from the start. And we try and get a few of them to bite on our Twitter feed as well. So yeah.
Mark here loves a bite. He works for the bite. He loves it. But in terms of that, Dan, thanks for having us tonight. And it means a lot to actually come here and actually do something here. But in the future, mate, we'll be down here. No worries.
Yeah, exactly.
All right for that. Cheers for that, buddy. Cheers.
Guys. Thanks a lot. See you later. Thanks.
So, boys, we didn't get on to a. Did you take your bit?
Yeah. Oh my god.
God, you better have words with him, mate.
We're not coming back. Let's go and fill it up.
Yeah, it's gone to get your refill, mate. In terms of yesterday night. Yeah. He's bringing it back.
I just said we're not coming back.
He literally just said he's not coming back. He was cheers, mate. Last night, under 23s got battered by Nottingham 3-1. Not the best of performances. It don't matter. It's enough. I don't think we're playing for results at under 23 level this season.
No, it's really interesting. Last season, how many games did we lose under 23 when we topped the table? 1. Yeah, I think it was. And now we've lost 4 in a row.
I think it's important to say the interest is not in under 23 anymore. I think a lot of those players that were playing, quite good football last season at under 23 level are actually included in the first team squad this year. We'll get on to one in a minute, but Keane, Will Keane and Toto both played a majority of the game last night.
That was for Keane, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was for Keane. Yeah, no.
Who's the other guy?
It's good news to have him back, isn't it?
My nights haven't been the same without him. It's just my nights. No, my nights. Oh god. No, it's just
that sounds extremely seedy, mate.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. But no, it's great to have him back. He's the one player we thought. We've been lacking a centre half. Our feelings on Chambers. Sorry, Chambers, Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Toto is the player we think. He's going to come back, and I can't see us conceding many goals at Portman Road with Toto and the team. Him and the Wolf, Toto and the Wolf will be fine. So yeah, it's great to see him back. That he's got a big sort of burden on his back. The reputation we've sort of built up for him on Twitter, so he's got to back it up, which I'm sure he will.
It's completely built on cult hero status rather than gameplay. I'd say we saw what he could do in 4 or 5 games last season.
Yeah, as Peter the Switch says, he's got to prove himself.
Yeah,
that's what he's got to do. He's got to prove himself. But I'm confident he will. He's a very different defender to what we've got. Maybe not always the most composed on the ball, but I think that's part of the reason why we love him so much. But he's strong. Quick.
He's a Brexit defender, isn't he?
Exactly what you want. He's complete polar opposite to the other guys that we have. Wolfenden's more of a ball playing centre back. Chambers isn't a good defender.
Let's make a quick word on Wolfenden there, because Wolfenden doesn't, deserve to lose his place in any way, shape or form. We'll get on to this a bit more in a minute, but just what do you think about him so far this season?
Baller. Yeah. He's just he's athletic. He's quick. He's composed. And
hasn't put a foot wrong this season.
No, yes, he'll have a mistake in him. But how old is he? He's 20, 21. And he's played 3 games for us for senior games before this season. He's just played 600 pounds in the league, and he's looking solid. So, and I genuinely don't think Lambert will drop him.
No, you're right, and I think you look at the players like Matt Clark, for example. He's the next one. He's following in line. He's not going to move on. He's going to.
His left foot.
Yeah, if only his left foot. If only he was left-sided. But anyway, let's get away from that. Good news to have Will Keane and Toto back, but remains to be seen whether they'll be involved. What about Didier Dobra? Phenomenal against.
Dobra, copyright that. Dobra.
Yeah, Didier Dobra.
Dobra,
all right.
Dobra
the Cobra. What else? Phenomenal, not only against Spurs but against Luton in the cup. Can we blood him into the squad? That's my question.
He's got to come in, honestly.
Let's just pull this back one more second. I've been raving about this guy since I first saw him at Luton. Yeah. Right? I saw him in pre-season at Cambridge. He shocked me a bit. He looked really good, but then when I saw him tear apart Luton, this guy deserves to be near the first team squad.
Yeah.
And at the moment, he can't get in. Now, I'm saying he can challenge players such as Edwards.
Yeah.
Lancaster is going to be worrying when he comes back in the squad.
I'd rather Dobra over Edwards, to be honest.
I like that. Guys, just to let us know, what do you think about Dobra, if you have seen him? Give us your honest opinion. But Edwards has obviously come in, scored against Bolton, but not really done much more.
Another one to consider is Danny Rowe. I like Danny Rowe a lot. I can't, but yeah, you can have both. But I've seen more from Dobra. I'm not sure, but I've seen more from Dobra, end product. I know it was only Spurs under 21s in the cup, but you've seen a goal and 2 assists from Dobra in 2 games that he's played. Rowe, okay's been a handful for teams, but the end product isn't quite there yet. So whether that's just game time for him, but you've got to argue that Dobra is probably, I know he's had a lack of game time. In the 2 games he has seen, he's been probably the best player on the pitch in both games. Yeah. So he's got to be argue that he's got to be playing.
I think it'd be interesting to do a bit of comparison. Danny Rowe's minutes at senior level to Dobra's, and I mean, I really like Danny Rowe. I've liked him for all the years he's been here, and I'm glad he's finally getting his chance. But I love a player who goes and beats a man, and Danny Rowe, yeah, he may get around him occasionally, but you see Dobra doing it time again during the match, wiggling around people. Yeah,
absolute skill school, and you'll see that on the highlights of September. But you're right. Danny Rowe was a welcome distraction to what we've had down the right hand side for a while. But like you say, he's not really given us anything this season, and we're coming into the point where Lambert, we're not going to be carrying players, but Lambert's going to start making changes, and because players are coming back in, they're getting fit. And what we've noticed, the papers have noticed, obviously, is that obviously in the Checkatrade Lisa.com Champions League trophy and the under 23s last night, we used a 3-5-2 formation. Yeah. He's not shying away from the fact that he's going to play 3 at the back. He's anticipating Toto coming back, and he's anticipating those players he can't drop. Now, we say this every week.
That Wimbledon game. Was it Wimbledon game where we started at 3-5-2?
No, we didn't start 3. We played 1 up front that game.
Yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And I mean, we just didn't have any creativity. We had how many men behind the ball, and we just couldn't get a chance at all. 4-4-2. I mean, Lambert might have his styles he wants to play. Yeah. 4-4-2 is doing it for us at the moment. So why change?
Yeah. So this is my question. This is what I was going to say. What's the likelihood of the formation being changed against Donny Rovers on Saturday?
I think it's highly unlikely as yet. I think it's probably something that he's considering. I think Edwards is being trialled there because I don't think Ken Locke is good enough to play as a left wing back. You look on the right side where you've got the certified baller. He's fine down there. We've seen it after 2 games.
But would you rather have, because Baller can play left back as well? Would you like him left back, maybe Chamber right back?
I mean, Chambers for me, I'm not shied away from this. He's not got the legs to play a wing back position. He can play in the back 3.
No, it'd have to be a solid 4 instead of a wing back.
Yeah. I mean, who are we trying to accommodate in this 3-5-2 formation?
I don't know. I honestly don't. It could be changes, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. You look at 2 sides that come down to Portman Road. I don't know if it's just adding another string to our bow, but Shrewsbury and Wimbledon both played with a 3-5-2. So I don't know whether it's just matching up for maybe getting a better understanding of the system. I like a 3 at the back formation. It's worked for many teams. Chelsea won the title with a 3-4-3. Wolves had so much success and still are with the 3-5-2. So it does work. And maybe he's got that selection headache at centre back where Wolfenden is, which we all know is playing so well. Toto, he sees as the future as well in that defence. And maybe he feels he can't drop Chambers, rightly or wrongly. Definitely wrongly.
I think the decision lies between Wilson and Chambers myself at this moment in time. But are options coming back in going to be our biggest downfall?
Definitely, we can't forget we've got John Nolan coming back, and how good did he look? I know Spurs under 21s, but how good did he look?
Spraying the ball about,
Yeah, and Emmy Hughes. I mean, everyone's raving about him. I mean, you can tell he's a good player, but I haven't quite seen that spark yet from him.
Do you think he needs more minutes under his belt?
Well,
he's missed a lot of time.
He's missed
I mean,
how many years?
2
2 years, but still, I haven't really seen a flash of anything.
And you can lose it. You can lose it. I mean, imagine this.
I'm going to get slated for this, but I just haven't seen anything personally.
No, and you're right. You're right. You can't say Emir Hughes is the player that he was when he came to Ipswich Town. I mean, look at that game against Newcastle.
Yeah,
that will stand out in everyone's head. But I can tell you this now: the 3 best players on that pitch that day were Grant Ward, Josh Emanuel, and Emir Hughes. And all 3 of them have taken a bow out in some way, shape or form. I mean, Emanuel's gone. He was never in any plans. Grant Ward's obviously injured. Is he going to come back in?
I think so. I genuinely think so. Why wouldn't he? He's obviously, the club have a commitment to getting him fit again, duty of care. But he lives in Ipswich. He's been here since he was 21 when we got him from Spurs. Why would you not want to stay and go for a promotion push?
I mean, it'd be a good acquisition. I mean,
I think it's either I think his 2 options are stay with us and fight for his place, or go to Rotherham, another club he knows, and potentially get a first team place there.
It could be a lazy move.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see him play. No, he's not been amazing. He's very, he's been hit and miss, but there's no reason why he can't contribute at this level. Like some of the players that we've said who maybe weren't there last year. League One might be his level. I think that's when he.
I completely agree. I would have said that at the end of the season. League One would have been Grant Ward's level.
But maybe I think that's where he sort of broke out, was Rotherham at League One level. So that's another.
He wouldn't have been at Spurs until he was 21 if he didn't have something about him. And I remember that his debut scored a hat trick, and we were all raving about him. Yeah. But he never really took off for some reason or another. I don't know why.
And we'll come back to that point you made earlier. Do we need to change a winning formation? I'll start with you first, Mark.
No, I'm not the biggest fan of 4-4-2. It's very much a Sam Allardyce, Sean Dyche way of playing, but it clearly works. It's working at the minute. I've had to sort of, I'm a very big fan of 4-2-3-1, but can I argue with the position we've been sitting in, top of the league? Not really. Is there longevity in 4-4-2? Perhaps not. Maybe we'll get found out. So I don't think it's a bad thing to maybe be trying another formation. So obviously we've seen a one striker option, whether that was a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 against Wimbledon, which didn't work. So why not try something else to have a plan B? So
what do you reckon, mate?
As long as we're winning, scoring goals, couldn't care less, to be honest. I just want to get out of this league, get back on the road to the Prem, and 4-4-2, I haven't got a problem with it. We're winning. I wouldn't change it now because 6 games in, we haven't lost yet in the league.
There's no reason to change it there until you get found out. It's like,
but we can use the Leeson.com Champions League trophy to
perfect that, can't we?
Yeah, to test the 3-5-2, maybe with some different players as well. Yeah. That maybe wouldn't start.
You'd argue we'd probably have to take it a bit more seriously against teams like Gillingham and Colchester. I don't think Tottenham under 21. I mean, the size of the guys, they were midgets. They were 16, 17, 18 year old. They were virtually that size, and it shouldn't have been a test, but they were.
We weren't allowed to play extra time because they were at school in the morning, I think. So they'd get back. But
their GCSE results, didn't they? Anyway, let's go on to this Saturday. Big game at Port Road. Doncaster Rovers at home. First 6 games are obviously out of the way. We remain unbeaten. The problem is Rovers are probably our biggest test this season. I would say that. Unbeaten themselves, also winning the last 4 games, including the cup. They don't, however, score many goals. Doncaster Rovers. They score enough, and they do concede as well. So we can threaten in areas. Obviously, they're coming up against the best defence in the league. We've only conceded 4 goals. But obviously, they've still got James Coppinger still banging about, 38 years old. Always giving us a tough time when he's played against us. But you can't take away from them. They beat Fleetwood, they beat Lincoln twice in 1 week, and they've beaten Rotherham. They're all promotion contenders. Thoughts on Doncaster Rovers first, boys?
It's a bit odd, really, because they've lost John Marquis, who's a proven goal scorer at this level. I think they've also lost Tommy Rowe to Bristol City, so that's probably their 2 best players.
Danny's brother.
Like they've lost their 2 best players, and they don't seem to. And they've changed the manager. You know, Grant McCann left fairly late.
In the summer,
in the summer, and they sort of haven't really missed a beat. So, but then you look at their squad, and I can't, apart from Coppinger, I can't think of anyone stand out. So maybe it's more of a team mentality that Darren Moore's got going there, that has just managed to. He's found something that he's managed to, like he did at West Brom. It sounds like he's just been able to galvanise, but like we found out at West Brom, that can only maybe take you so far. And I think, you know, we'll probably put a stop to that and enjoy mid-table Doncaster.
Yeah, well, Darren Moore, good manager. The only other name, like you said, Coppinger, and the only other name that comes to mind is Kawamia. Alex Kawamia's there, but he's not really played any games this season. Yeah. In terms of Doncaster as a threat, Andy, I know you've got some info on this because you've been doing your own Harry from Bath this week. But give us a bit of info on how they're feeling coming into this game.
Bit disclaimer: I'm not stat man or anything like that. But so if people look into it, it might be wrong. But I think I read that they've only played one away game this season. And I mean, having a look at their forum this morning, they're very confident, and they're confident they're not going to leak goals at the back. Although they admit they don't have a proven striker or someone like Norwood. I mean, I can't see them doing anything at all. I'm looking at every fixture and thinking, yeah, we're going to win.
Well, for me, I'd say, like, I picked up on Marquis obviously leaving in the summer, gone to Pompey. Pompey, had a slow start, but they're there and thereabouts. But in terms of Donny Rovers, I just see that consistency. That's what I see. Consistency is what's going to win you any title. But I see it from them. Albeit they played one league game less, actually 2 league games less than everyone. We've played 1 league game less because of obviously internationals, because we've got a full team of internationals. But Ahmed obviously coming in to make his debut. Cyprian Di Maria, he got 2 assists. Did you hear about that? Last couple of minutes.
Of course he did.
I mean, I'd throw him straight in for the weekend. No, let's be serious. They look okay at the moment, but like you said, obviously Darren Moore went in there. A bit of a surprise for me, to be honest.
We got him sacked, didn't we?
Yeah, we got him sacked, so he's going to be a bit bitter about that.
I remember that away day. I was having my Bovril just after half time, and Nolan decided to head one in and went absolutely everywhere.
That's the one when that screw went into my tyre, wasn't it? I was driving up that day.
Absolutely not.
Wasn't Roy Keane linked with Doncaster Rovers' job?
Hope not.
He was at the start. I swear he was.
I did see Mick McCarthy linked to the Lincoln vacancy.
No, you didn't. Yes, oh my god. Well, going on to Lincoln, actually, they beat Lincoln twice in a week. To be honest, I think the reason that the Cowley brothers have moved on is because they've come to their natural end with Lincoln. But the wheels are definitely fallen off the Lincoln bus, aren't they, this season?
It looks like it. I think that Cowley move, there's a reason why that Huddersfield it took so long to hire a manager, was because they clearly wanted the Cowleys, and obviously they've rocked the boat really down at Lincoln because they've fallen apart. They've completely fallen apart. It's going to.
It's the same with Alan Judge. You can really tell Gibbs.
Say that again.
It's very similar to Alan Judge. Yes, they were committed. Someone comes in for you, they turn your head. Judge he came out and said that he's really struggling with it. And after one of the matches, he was sat by himself saying, he can't even cross a ball, and he was really down about it. And he's recovered from that. But obviously, it was a natural end for the Cowley brothers, and time for them to move on.
I can see a similar situation to like the Nathan Jones debacle at Stoke happening at Huddersfield. I don't think these I wouldn't say Huddersfield are a big club. They've got to the Premier League on a whim. That team that went up, probably the most boring team I've ever seen in the existence of football. When they did go up,
they tried to do Wolves, didn't they?
They did try and do Wolves without spending money. Yeah.
Wolves. I've been keeping an eye on them in the Premier League because they're just so exciting to watch, and they are spending the cash. But I've got 3 Wolves players in my fantasy football, and they're exciting to watch.
And you're sitting top of the league, I take it.
Not quite.
Yeah. But yeah, I do hope they do well. They would have been managers that I would have taken on at Ipswich. Thankfully we got Lambert, and I know we got relegated, but the actual theme of the club is going really well at the moment. But I want to know from you guys another question. is who do you think will be challenging top 6 this season? To be honest, obviously I'd say
Behind us.
Yeah, behind us. Obviously top 5 then. Yeah, 2nd to 6th. Who do you think is going to be challenging this season? Because we know who's going to finish top. For any Donny Rovers fans who are watching, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. I'll be sure to ignore them. But boys, big question for Saturday. I know it'll be on everyone's lips. They'll all be talking about it at the weekend. Will Toto and Ciala be involved on Saturday?
They're going to build it up. Just take us a little bit longer. I think Gillingham away, get a good away following, and I would say we're going to lift the roof off that stand, but it hasn't got a roof. So, but with the Toto and Ciala song, it's going to be, and the stickers will be out in force. Tom Whitby stickers will be out in force. So
Tom seems to be at the centre of everything at the moment. He's at Southampton tonight watching England.
I think
He's been hanging out with Toto and Ciala's mates who are Kosovan, but what are the chances? I mean, it's ridiculous. But you're right. Yeah, maybe you should have another week out. Gillingham away, be a big away game. Looking forward to that one. Boys, MK Dons on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll get another episode of the 12th Man in before then. But we sold the initial allocation, which I believe is at 2,000. So obviously we saw on Saturday that they played, AFC Wimbledon, and the stadium was Brassic. There was nobody there. Never is. So why not just give us a 30,000 allocation? We'll fill it for them.
I've done a bit of Harry from Bath as well on MK Dons today, 30,000 capacity. Average last season 10k. We've sold 2k already, so what's not to say we couldn't go on to sell, 3k for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, comfortably 3k for a Tuesday night, I would say.
And that could easily be a third of the gate.
Yeah.
I remember the last time we went there, it was a 1-0 win on Sky. Brett Pittman scored. Hell of a pass from Jonathan Douglas, by the way. But I've never been more critical of an Ipswich side away from home on that day. Surprise, surprise, Mick McCarthy was the manager. But, that day we took a good following. But to see us sold out a Tuesday night allocation, like MK Dons, okay, it's not Tranmere or Fleetwood, it's not miles away. But to see that, it just shows how far we've come. Like that we're selling out allocations on a Tuesday night. People don't finish work till 5. You've got to travel an hour and a half, however long it is to get up to Milton Keynes. It's amazing, really.
As I'm the driver.
2 hours, 10 minutes.
As I'm the driver, yeah.
Allocated driver that night. I'll have a few pints on him. Boys, Judge Almazzini, Dobra, Dazelle got some minutes away of international duty. My question is, is it good to get the extra minutes at the risk of the players' welfare? Obviously, travelling away on international duty for 20 minutes worth of game time. I mean, say you're a player in that position. Do you think that would really benefit you?
I think people like Judge does their head good. Judge, I think Judge, they're playing tonight, aren't they? And he was lined up to start. And I think, it's brilliant for him. Dazelle, couldn't care less. I'd rather we got our $5 million for him or whatever.
He's not going to walk back into Ipswich side anytime soon, is he?
In a really horrible way, it does put them in the shop window. I think we all said, talking amongst ourselves, we were surprised that Dazelle got in the England squad over Downs. Yeah. But there's obviously, you see there's something there. If he's going to perform well,
just because he is,
if he performs well for the England youth sides, and if we're still performing well without him, his value's still going to be held there by people in the know, really.
I'd rather not been. I'll try not to be too negative on Dazelle, but he's had potential for years, and he makes an odd good pass, but he hasn't really torn it up. I'd rather cash in, get 4 or 5 mil and reinvest.
I want someone to actually throw an argument at me about Dazelle, because you're right.
Tell us why he's worth keeping.
Why is he worth keeping at this moment in time? I heard a long time before it even came out that Norwich were interested in Dazelle, and it should have happened. And I heard they were still involved in bringing him to the club well after the transfer window closed for Premier League sides. So I don't understand what's going on. I mean, the guy needs to perform at League One level, as well as Championship level, before he can even be proven at Premier League level.
He's never gonna.
I mean, Norwich won't be in the Premier League next season, but the thing is, it's not. Is he the player that we all dreamed he would be?
No.
I think that's the problem. Like, there's so much hype. I think we've said before. He's probably started his career off in the worst way, scoring a goal in your debut, beating your dad or equaling your dad's record. You know, you're going to have to score in every week to sort of emulate that.
I mean, that's 4 years.
And I think probably on 1% of his time, I'd say at least less than 5% of the time I've seen Dellwood on the pitch, I've gone, right, there's the player that everyone's bigging up. You know, you see the odd pass, maybe one pass in every 2 or 3 games, but other than that, I think Wimbledon game, if you hadn't have told me he was on the pitch, I wouldn't have known he was there.
You're right. Good points made there, boys, to be fair, and I completely agree with both of you there.
Since he made his debut over 4 years ago, there's not been a single game, think of all the games I've been to in 4 years, that I've come away thinking, oh my God, Dellwood, what a player, what a baller. I mean, we've got to hang on to this guy.
You're right.
Like we were with Judge.
And I'll say at the end of the season, Dellwood would have been my favourite to sell. But nothing's changed in that.
We'll get ripped for this,
yeah, we'll get ripped. Well, I'd like to see what everyone's saying, to be fair, because it's not something that anyone talks about.
I'd like to see the counter argument.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'd say. Throw an argument.
Yeah, like there is a very small counter argument that he's not had the game time. Yeah, he's not had maybe the manager that's suited his style. But other than that, you know, it's not like he's had opportunities where he's come on 15 minutes. You know, I've seen this with players in the past where they'd come on 15 minutes, completely change the game, and then they're never in a team again.
No.
Like, we've had that with so many times. I can think of countless players like in the past where that's happened, where we're just crying for this player to come on. With Andre, he's been given starts, you know, good sub appearances, and still not took his chance.
And thoroughly put down the bad Wimbledon performance to Dellwood. I thought because we included Dellwood that night, we played so poorly. Yeah. That's my fault.
He's meant to be this creative player who weaves in and out and makes those, you know, defence splitting passes, which he can do. I'll give it to him, he can do it. But maybe it was an off night for him, but we had no creativity in that first half when he was on. And
he's supposed to be the one that delivers. Anyway, boys, let's leave it there. Been a good night. I'm glad we came here, you know. It's been amazing at the Greyhound. It's nice to have this, but we're doing this more often. We're trying to get to as many pubs or local places that we can to showcase, obviously, not only Ipswich Fanzone, but the brilliant work that, you know, these local businesses do for not only Ipswich fans, but, you know, the people of Ipswich. So thanks to the Greyhound once again. But just an update on the channel. We're stones throw away from 2,000 subscribers now. I mean, it's come on leaps and bounds. I mean, over a year ago we had 0 subscribers, so we're getting there, we're doing well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that will show up at the end of the video. I'll throw in obviously the Ipswich Women's 4-1 thrashing and Origin there, so you can click on that as well. But obviously the next big matchday vlog is on Saturday against Doncaster Rovers. If you see me or any of the guys, just come up and have a word with us and we will fit you in. We've got extra time as well, so whenever we have a chat, it will be put onto YouTube so you can watch it back. And your views are as important as anybody's. So just come over and have a chat. But I'm really enjoying it at the moment, boys. You enjoying it so far?
Loving it, absolutely loving it, mate. You know, it's been a great. I've only just come on this last few months of you, but it's been great. You know, and it's really good to see. You know, we're having a good time doing it as well. As much as it's, you know, we're broadcasting what we love, we're enjoying it at the same time, which is the main thing. But we want to hear like from more of you guys. You know, it's not Ipswich Mark Zone, it's not Ipswich Andy Zone, it's not Ash Zone, it's Fan Zone. So just honestly get down and have a chat with us. Whether, you know, even if you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. You know, just have a chat with us. That's what we're here for.
We'll put a bag over your head in that case.
Turn it around.
How are you finding it, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. If you love the game and you're passionate about it, what more could you want? Come down to the pub and
I mean, we have a quality laugh, don't we? We have an absolute ball every single week, and to be honest,
even these, I mean, we're all going up to Fleetwood, and I think we're leaving at 10 to 7 in the morning, and we'll be back at probably midnight, 1 a.m. And yeah, in the past I wouldn't have done it, but it's worth it. Just
to see the boys.
Yeah,
definitely. You know, when I started this, probably last year, was probably one of the hardest years of my entire life, to be fair. And you know, this helped me through. But as anyone has any problems, I tell you what, when I come to football every week, I absolutely live to see you boys. So I thank everyone. I'm not going to cry on the channel. Not at all. No, I'm not really going to cry. But until yeah, tears. Until Saturday, hopefully we'll see you. But until then, come on, you Blues.